Hey, you've switched, I think, from one side to the other. Just talk about whether you've had much experience over there on the other side and what that challenge is. And I also want to ask you about the two junior college players, Luke Haggard and Chris Badbury, and what your impressions of those two guys are since they're older and might be able to see the field.
Well, in terms of playing on both sides last season, I think that's just a result of Coach Hiller having a lot of faith in me being able to play both sides because I started here as a left tackle and he moved me a lot from left to right in practice and put me in a lot of different situations and scenarios that would prepare me to be able to play both sides. And as far as Luke Haggard and Chris Bradbury, I think that both of them are really good football players. They're really smart, which I like a lot. I think for both of them, it's just a matter of kind of getting the feel for what Big Ten football is like. You know what I'm saying? Going against our guys every day, you can kind of begin to think that, that's just the best that there is out there. So I think that once, they see the field and they get to experience what it's like to be out there, in the trenches, really, it'll be good for them.
All right, Kevin, and then Tom.
Yeah, Caleb is one of two kind of returning starters on the offensive line. How much more of a leadership role are you taking? How much more are you trying to maybe talk to some of the younger guys and guide them?
I'm taking the leadership role really serious. I'm trying to take a burden off of Coach Hiller's back, like when he's coaching the guys and if, one of the tackles in the room has an individual question, then they can come ask me instead of having to interrupt Coach and whatever he's doing. I just try to be a helping hand for all the guys that may not, have everything figured out yet.
All right, Tom, and then John.
Caleb, this is a sort of a unique football season, obviously, with starting late and conference-only games. You got obviously Penn State right out of the gate, and Michigan, Ohio State right around the corner. Can you talk about the sort of sense of urgency you guys have to be ready on day one, and and to play that at a very high level of competition right from the get-go?
I think that a lot of guys on our team know that because this is such a unique situation that there has to be kind of a heightened tempo when it comes to doing things, when it comes to being in the weight room, watching film, just, becoming a better player overall. And I like that our team has really taken on that challenge and just taken everything that the coaches and the strength staff has given us and just tried to push ourselves to be the best that we can be and prepare for the season the best way that we know how.
All right, John, and then Stefan.
You're obviously pretty good friends with Harry. Obviously, we're talking to Coach Hiller. He's not a guy who is very communicative. I mean, he's a quieter guy. He tends to be, but now he's obviously in that center position. You're kind of the quarterback of the offensive line. I mean, how has he really embraced that position, and how much do you feel like he's grown into that role?
I think a common misconception about Harry is that he hates to talk. Harry, he'll talk when he has to. He's a pretty funny guy. You just kind of have to hear him because he's not always the most loud. He's never going to, be the guy that is the most noisy in the room. But, when he has something to say, you got to make sure that it's heard because 9 out of 10 times it's pretty important. And I think that a lot of guys in our room have a lot of respect for him because he has the most experience in our room right now.
All right, Stefan, last one, and then we'll bring Harry up.
Yeah, when we were talking to Coach, he talked a little bit about, trying to develop the chemistry, even though you guys have been kind of start-stop with practices these past couple months. I mean, when you guys have been away from the field, you, as you mentioned, trying to be one of the leaders. I mean, what kind of stuff are you guys talking about to make sure that chemistry is there, even if it has to be off the field for certain stretches?
I think just developing relationships, even if it's not that we're outside of the stadium talking about football, just making sure that, you're checking up on the guy next to you, making sure that you know what's going on in their life and making sure that, you're not just being a good teammate, but a good friend, to all the guys around us. And I think we have a really close-knit room and that we all communicate pretty well with each other.